In the news this week, China offers to donate more buildings to the African Union. And now, it's the other news.
And here's your host, Okey Bakassi.
Thank you and welcome. It's the other news, the show that helps you relax and laugh all the time. I mean, laugh at all the rubbish going on in Nigeria until stars coming out of your eyes. I mean, tears start coming out of your eyes. Then you realize that you're actually crying. No joke, don't cry, you hear? Yes, we have a loaded show for you today. My guest is Honorable Tony Nwulu, a member of the House of Reps representing, he's a member of the House of Reps representing Oshodi, Isolo 2 Federal Constituency, who wants to succeed the great erector as Governor of Imo State. Yeah, he's here with us, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, you can put your hands together for him. Yes. Of course, our special correspondent, Dan the Humorous, also makes a return with his unique takes on a niggling issue. Well, all that and much more in a bit. But first, as usual, is the other news headlines. Disobey my orders and get sanctioned. Yeah, that is the message from Ibrahim Idris, the Inspector General of Police, to unit commanders in the force. Tough guy. Unlike his boss, who is more of disobey my orders and get invited to my office for a nice chat kind of guy.
But what I did when I was not satisfied with the reaction was to call him and read the Right Act. And this he moved here, I didn't know, he didn't even spend ID, he went to Nasarawa. It's only now I'm knowing that.
Anyway, it's not funny. Former Super Eagles captain and Arsenal player Kanu Nwankwo will be returning to Arsenal Football Club to play in an exhibition match against Spanish side Real Madrid. Wow, that's a big one. Well, asked how old he is now. Come on, who is asking Papilo that kind of question? Papilo, don't mind them. We are looking forward to seeing you on the pitch. That is what is important to us. All right. Just days after he was sacked as the head of the federal government's amnesty program for the Niger Delta, authorities have allegedly found the sum of $9 million at the home of Brigadier General Paul Boro, retired. Well, reacting to the news, some of General Boro's supporters said in their warrior accent, the matter, no be thief, na Boro. Well, you be the judge. Reports have it that the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Eze Madumere, has said that no man born of a woman can stop his ambition of becoming governor. Well, Mr. Deputy Governor, you need to be careful because different types of half-caste deal. Besides, not only men run for office. There's also this strange species called women. So watch out. To other matters now. Once upon a time, Europeans came to our shores, captured our people, put them in chains and took them away on ships. It was a very horrible thing. But trust Oyibo, they gave it nice-sounding names, slave trade. These days, when Africans try to travel in the same direction of their own will to try and make a better life for themselves in the West, the Oyibos get angry and call it nasty names like human trafficking or illegal immigration. Oyibo people. When I too they play wayo. How times have changed. Before, then they tie us, force us to go Europe. Now we they force ourselves, risk our lives to go there. And sometimes the road to these allegedly greener pastures abroad is through dry and very dangerous desert. My brother, it's better for Nigeria to put sand for your gari than for you to end up where na sand go be your gari. Things are hard. Yes, we know. But to go abroad is not by force. Every day, thousands of Nigerians are jumping out of our national frying pan and into an unknown fire. Edo State City is widely known as one of the most notorious hubs for the trafficking of women and girls to Europe for prostitution. In business, people sign non-disclosure agreements. But in this sex trafficking business, they have something 10 times more powerful than any paper agreement. Juju. Yes, the traffickers often take the girls to native doctors and make them swear that if they reveal the identities of their traffickers, they will die, or serious illness will fall on them. That is one of the reasons why the Benin to Italy connection has remained very strong over the years. Even if you catch the girls and ask them, now only you waka come, who bring you come Europe? They will not talk. So the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewuare II, decided the kingdom would do something about this. He gathered his chiefs and the deities of the kingdom and invoked his powers as the spiritual ruler of Benin to cancel all oath of secrecy. He said, the girls can now speak up and have no fear of repercussions. See levels. This one is spiritual amnesty. Oba talk by yeah. Well, and as if that was not enough, His Royal Highness, the Oba of Benin, ordered all native doctors to stop administering these oaths. And in case they refused to hear what, the Oba invoked the 800-year-old charm and placed a curse on traffickers and any native doctor who continues to aid them to enslave these girls. But wait, first of all, will this curse from Nigeria affect the traffickers and girls who are all the way in Europe, just don't get passport and visa? I've been still through desert in one pass, take enter Europe. While we should hail the Oba for his concern and his efforts in this matter, I can't help but remember that last year, after a string of royal kidnappings, traditional rulers in Ondo State came together to lay a curse on kidnappers in the state. Did it work? Have there been cases of kidnapping in Ondo State ever since? And in 2012, the previous Oba of Benin tried and also placed a curse on kidnappers and armed robbers in his domain. Did it stop the robbers and kidnappers? Some Nigerians don't fear their kings, their god or gods. The only thing that they fear is dying poor. And then the only thing they worship is money. Well, this Oba has spoken. We shall see what will happen. Oba Ewuare II, long may your reign. My guest is a 39-year-old member of Nigeria's House of Representatives. He's one of the main sponsors of the Not Too Young to Run bill in the National Assembly. And he says he's not too young to run for the office of Governor of Imo State. So he's running. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Honorable Tony Chinedumolo. Honorable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. You ran and got your position on the platform of the
People's Democratic Party.
Democratic Party.
Yeah.
The ruling government in Lagos State is the APC. Mm-hmm. What has the relationship been at the state level? Now, forget about the national level.
At the state level, it's been awesome. Most importantly, if a governor is performing,
yes,
you would agree that the governor is performing.
Yeah.
Why play politics over everything?
Yeah.
If you give it to the state governor, in fact, Lagos has excelled. Lagos has excelled, and there's nothing to complain about. And I still recall that the last issue that came up, that the public came up against what the governor's decision was, he had to rescind and on the land
tactical rescinding.
However you look at it,
not completely.
However you look at it, that is also a listening governor anyway.
Okay.
That's the most important thing.
Okay, let us move from that a little bit. Yeah, you represent Lagos, but you're aspiring to be governor of Imo State. Is there no conflict?
Imo, at the moment, is in their need for rescue. Not the rescue that is there at the moment, but
we have to rescue the rescuer.
We have to rescue the rescuer at the moment.
Wow.
And we need to rebuild whatever is left of Imo.
What is in Imo State now that needs change?
A lot of things.
And I just asked you to give me a few.
Our education.
Okay.
Our infrastructure.
Yeah.
The pension. Yeah. Unemployment.
Yeah.
We have a whole lot I can continue to mention.
But we'll come back and talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Keep watching. There's still more to come out of this interview. We're just beginning. It's the other news. Yeah, you're still watching the other news. We'll have done the humorous venting on one matter like that. That will be later in the show. For now, though, I'm still in conversation with Honorable Tony Nwulu, a federal legislator from Lagos State and a gubernatorial aspirant in Imo State. Honorable Tony, only you. You know, Lagos State, Imo State, lucky you. Okay, we'll go back to Imo State. All right. Lots of Imolites are complaining about the state. And on a national level, people see the erection of statues of too many people at the expense of the civil servants who are not getting paid as a problem in the state. You know, what is your take on all these problems happening in Imo State?
People can be rambling when they talk about the issues that are happening in Imo State, which has been escalated to the national level, even international. And what you talked about, the statue, it's quite disgraceful, truly, because for me, I consider that as a waste of taxpayers' money, just like the recent announcement and the composition of a committee to begin to look for those that smoke marijuana. You know, and then you have to pull down their houses if you're caught smoking Igbo. Tell me, in this country, how many people that smoke Igbo that owns houses on the streets? You end up pulling down innocent people's homes in the, under the guise that you're
and there are lots of rich people that smoke Igbo too, but I mean, are you going to go pull down their houses?
The question...
No, it's not just for poor people.
The question you should even ask is that the problem we have in the states? Even among the governor's own aides, how many of them don't smoke Igbo with the way they behave? Yeah. So he should start the sanitization from his own house.
If Imolites give you the mandate, what are you going to do differently?
Well, to start with, they will begin to see true governance. That is the most important thing. Responsive governance. Not what we have at the moment.
That sounds like a general statement. One example.
One example is, what's the need of too many of them called aides that are not doing anything, waste of funds? You begin to look at how to create wealth. And part of the thing we lack in leadership in this country is creative minds. We don't have creative minds in leadership position. The moment we have people that create and not people that feast on what is already there in the state, a lot of
point well taken. Point taken. Now, let's move to the national level. We are part of those who sponsored the Not Too Young to Run bill that lowers the age for people to run for presidency and all that, which is a very good idea. What is the state of that? Has it been signed into law?
We are waiting for presidential assent. As it is now, I remember you could recall we did a National Day of Action on the 14th of this month. We held that.
Has it been submitted to the president for signing?
No, the National Assembly is here to transmit it to the president.
Okay. We have the executive and the National Assembly. So at both creativity, as far as I'm yes. So you guys are not creative, and the executive
at both. Let me tell you.
Because you're the two arms of government.
At both, everywhere.
Not
us alone, including the judiciary.
Oh, the judiciary, yes.
Everyone, the three arms.
There's lack of creativity.
And there's lack of creativity. And let me escalate this more. You have a situation where Bill Gates resigned from CEO and went to head his creative unit. The same way it is in an organization, that same way it should be in a country. If you lack creative minds, creativeness means you're creating. Okay, now when
don't list the problems for me, because I should be doing that. You're a member of the National Assembly. What is the PDP doing now to make sure that the APC delivers on its promise?
All the while I've been talking, did I tell you that even PDP itself has all their leaders creative? They are not. The question we're talking about...
count problems for me as well?
No, I'm not counting problems for you.
I should be the one complaining, not you. Okay, you send two people there to go and solve problems.
Okay, listen.
And I'm complaining and you're complaining.
Now I am telling Nigerians...
Is it a complaining
I'm telling Nigerians to be mindful of the people you're sending, both at the executive and the legislative.
So we voted for all of you now to be advising us?
No, I said be mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful means that if, in the National Assembly, for instance, talk about Dogara, the Speaker of the House. Yeah. He's an erudite lawyer.
Yeah.
If we had quite a good number of them like that, a lot will move forward. But in that same National Assembly, you have people that have seen that place. Their governors brought them there as a resting ground. At the Senate, you have a lot of people that have seen Senate, Nigerian Senate as a retirement ground. So if we continue this way, without bringing in people that will come in to challenge the norms and change whatever thing we're seeing as not proper, how do we move forward as a country? It brings us to bringing in youth, infusing young people in positions of leadership.
2019, win or lose, what next for Honorable Tony Nwulu?
You know, the beautiful thing about being young and creative is win and lose. I will continue to do things very well.
Things, hopefully, that will bring about the change.
The change that we are looking for.
Thank you very much. It's been nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. To other matters. Yesterday, there was rejoicing in the northeastern town of Dapchi in Boko State when several of the abducted schoolgirls were returned after weeks in captivity. Tears of joy and fura de Nwulu flowed freely as the Dapchi girls were returned to their loved ones. Wow, we are happy. This country is strange. When people are shouting, "Bring back our girls," some people will be acting as if they have a problem. But it appears that the Boko Haram militants who allegedly abducted the girls actually heard their cry and brought back our girls. Don't ask me if ransom was paid, though. I don't know. Don't ask me. Oga Shekau, where did you learn to read the "Bring Back Our Girls" hashtag? It's like you have small Western education. No? You can tell me, I will not tell anybody. Anyway, we are glad that those girls are back, but we call on Boko Haram to bring back the rest of the girls in captivity. And we condole with the families of all those who were killed and could not make it back home. Speaking of girls, I saw something in the news recently that nearly made me choke on my Isiu and Oba.
Now this man, age 23, is happily married to his 16-year-old sister.
What nonsense. And what are they smiling about? This girl is obviously too young to know what is going on. She has gone from calling that he-goat brother to calling him boo-boo. Where are their parents? What does their mothers have to say about this?
The community is preparing to carry out the cleansing rituals. But no matter the level of cleansing, it's only God that can neutralize any abomination, if any.
If any, this woman will be a very wicked mother-in-law to her daughter, but a very understanding mother-in-law to her son. Did I hear you say patience? Anyway, forget the mother. I am sure there are more sensible members of the family. Maybe an elder brother, for example, someone with common sense.
At a point, one day I was like this, I was eliminated.
Yes, finally, a man that has illumination. Well, enlightenment, you know, something in his head. Maybe this family is not doomed after all.
People of Judah told David, when David became a king, you are the bone of our bone. You are. So he said that the bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh is your blood, is your immediate family.
So it's even their senior brother who set this whole mess in motion. Well, I take it back. You're not illuminated. Now sawdust, 9 day your brain, this guy. The groom is supposed to be a mathematics teacher. But he does not seem to know that 16 is less than the age of consent in Nigeria. And I hope he loses his job because he should not have anything to do with children. He's married to one. The Igwe must hear this.
The work for people, Tibia and so forth, or to drive them away out of the town, let's communicate. But this is a modern time.
And the church also weighed in.
That teaching is of the devil, and that practice is of the devil. And let us watch that family. For some years, you will see what will happen, because science has even said that some of them will get mental.
Some of them will get mental? Will get? Are these two brothers not already mad? It is unfortunate. It is scary. Right? It is a big shame. Let us protect our girls. They deserve better from all of us. Coming up, the final segment of the show in which our special correspondent, Dan, turns his biabia into dada. It's the news. other news. Some people say he was born angry. Others say he's only angry when he has not eaten Port Harcourt and Bolly and roasted fish in weeks. But no matter which of these rumors is true, even though he refuses to share his Bolly and fish with me, Daniel the Humorous always leaves us with a lot to chew on. So here he is now. Take it away, Dan.
Well, we are in the season of whistle blowing. And in this season, some people have taken this blowing to the next level. People like Senator Shehu Sani are blowing saxophone filled with rhythmic notes of senator's salary, 13.5 million monthly and 200 million annually. And then Professor Ise Sage says, no, that's not all. I'm about to lead a 41-man orchestra, in fact, a full choir, to tell you the salaries of the Senate President and the Speaker. You see, we are now moving from zoo to choir. Nigeria is making progress. Anyway, Senator Shehu Sani's testimony is not just whistleblowing, but also a form of inspiration for lots of people who want to become senators all of a sudden. Even billionaires, like Ifeanyi Oba, want to join to become a senator. So my mission here today is simple, to warn all you Senate aspirants. The Senate is not as rosy as you think. It's not just about the singing and the dancing and observing siesta during plenary session or appearing in music videos. No. The work is much more tougher than that. In fact, let me tell you, every morning, right after opening prayer, before plenary, they sing the Senate anthem. No, it's not Arise, O Come Patrons, or O God of Creation. They put their hand on their chest and they sing. I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see. That is it. Take, for example, the brother we're talking about. If he's not going to court, he's coming out of court. If he's not suing, they are suing him. If he's not a suee, he's a suer. And always, anytime he goes to court, he's armed with his toothpaste in case they move him from there. What do you think, or who do you think pays for those toothpaste? It's 13.5. He takes care of that. When they say he did not go to school, he came out with graduation gown. How did they hire the gown? It's 13.5. Okay, look at Senator Alain Dume, former House leader. What put him in trouble? Every time he will open newspaper, he will see information, he will come to the house. Oh, somebody did not clear his SUV properly. Oh, somebody did not graduate well. The next thing, suspended for 180 legislative days. Why? Too much newspaper. Don't forget that there is newspaper allowance in 13.5. Look at the other senator that the video went viral of him carrying 2 girls. You remember that video? Now, inside 13.5, there's something called personal entertainment. Well, that was that senator's personal entertainment. If there was no 13.5, he would have not been led into such temptation that led to such embarrassment. So, my dear senators and would-be senators, to the path of our presidents, past and present, who always claim to be poor. In fact, some claim they are so poor, then they borrow money by election form. But we know, but we go do like say we don't know. That way, they have less problem. The only problem they have is their re-election. It has been scientifically proven. The lesser the salaries of the Senate, the lesser the anger of Nigerians, the lesser problems you will have while serving. A word is enough. All those in favor say aye. Aye. There's no need to find those against. We'll leave it like that.
Dan the Humorous. What a guy. Well, that's the other news for this week. Thanks to my guests, the very lively audience, and to you watching at home in the hospital or in the police station. Our handle on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube is The Other News CTV. So follow, add, subscribe, and engage with us online. Want to be a part of our live audience? It's easy. Just call the number on your screen and we'll hook you up. Our people say the only way a tortoise can make progress is by taking a risk and sticking its neck out of the shell. My name is Okey. We go be.